The phenomenal powers of the feminine. Goethe, in his work Faust, spoke of the eternal feminine leading us upwards. With this, it is clear that Goethe included the spiritual dimension in the concept of the feminine and her powers. And without an understanding of this spiritual dimension, we cannot fully grasp and make the right use of the powers in the feminine. It so happens, however, that an insightful look at biology itself already shows glaringly that the feminine is the bearer of powers and life forces on which the masculine depends and cannot do without. Let us look at what we now know about the unique powers in the feminine as this manifests in the physical body itself in terms of the forming of the human body, its propagation, its sustenance, and its functioning. In every cell of the body, there is the nucleus that contains a mixture of genes from both father and mother. However, outside the nucleus, but still within each cell, are structures called mitochondria. These mitochondria are the powerhouses in each cell. They are responsible for the production of energy that runs the whole cell and therefore the whole body. In addition, the genes in the mitochondria also play a role in the modulation of the expression and non-expression of the genes in the nucleus itself, as well as in the control of the process that sets in motion the death of older cells that must give way to new ones, as well as the death of cells that are abnormal and have to be gotten rid of, such as cancerous cells when they arise in the body. These mitochondria are also known to play a key role in the intricate process of the molding and sculpting of the body and its different parts and organs in the baby developing in the womb. Now, the striking and amazing thing in connection with the unique powers in the feminine is that whilst the genes in the nucleus come from both parents, the genes in the mitochondria, the powerhouses and command centers of the cell, come only from the mother. And these mitochondrial genes are passed on this way right from the beginning of human existence through the feminine line to all generations. I want us to take a clear look at the picture arising here. It shows that the mitochondria, the powerhouses and command centers in the cells of a male, come from the mother, and that the male cannot pass these mitochondria on to his offspring. They are only for him to get from his mother and use for himself. The female child also gets her mitochondria from her mother, but like her mother, can pass them on to her offspring in the flow through the feminine line to all generations. Further, there are also what are called the sex chromosomes that we all need for life in the physical body. The female has two X's, XX, and the male has one X and one Y, XY. In the normal case, the presence of a Y chromosome makes you male. You can have a single X chromosome, that is the female chromosome, and still survive. But you cannot have a single Y chromosome on its own and survive. In the course of reproduction, the only X chromosome that a male has, and which he cannot do without in order to survive, can only come from the mother. Thus, a life force also here flows through the female channels and vessels. And so, what happens at the level of the cells and the hereditary transmission from generation to generation indicate, metaphorically speaking, that the female is the bearer of life energies and life forces, and for which the male depends on her and has to take from her. Talking about the phenomenal powers of the feminine, if, as we have seen here, the feminine is a channel and bearer of life-giving and life-sustaining forces at the biological level, we should already, by extrapolation, begin to imagine the powers at her disposal at the psychic and spiritual levels, and what she can and should do with such powers to lead humanity upwards, as indicated in Goethe, in Faust, when he spoke of the eternal feminine leading us upwards.